that makes it a little tricky to get through Lord of the Rings. But my husband's never read Pride and Prejudice. So I made a deal with him. When I finish Lord of the Rings, then you've got to read Pride and Prejudice. It's only fair. So, all right. So, favorite books, Pride and Prejudice, obviously one of them. Okay. And then my guilty pleasure, it's Twilight. And guess what? Okay. So, here's for the show and tell part. This is the new Twilight. It's the special edition. And oh my gosh. Okay. Do you want to see how cool this is? So, it has a box. First of all, the box is beautiful and it's lined. It has this pretty sort of burgundy paper on the inside of the box. And then it has this beautiful cover. If I were to do it, if it had been my book that I was making into a special edition, I might have done fabric here and then embossed and printed on this, but maybe you can't. Maybe that was too tricky. Oh my gosh, my fingernails are long. Okay, so it has, this book belongs to, which I love. And then it goes forward, and then it has these cool linoleum cuts or wood cut. I would say, I don't know, that might actually look like, it looks like scratch paper, but they might have actually just done it digitally. So it's got that, little illustrations, little adornments. And then, okay, then when you're reading it, this is the part. Okay, so see those gold? If you shift it to the side, you can see Edward. And then if you shift it to this side, you can see Bella. It's pretty cool. So that's my newest book purchase. I'm really excited about that. I bought it at Kindred and Co. They are my local bookstore. And they're this gorgeous bookstore, like the bookstore of your dreams, the bookstore of like the ultimate Instagram bookstore. Okay. So that's that. That's my latest book. What I'm currently binge watching. Okay. I am currently binge watching again for the second time in my life, Smallville. And I didn't think I was going to like it as much this time. And because so the first time I watched it, my mom was watching it and she would tell me about how great it was and how adorable all the actors were and who she loved and everything. And I, at the time, had 3 little kids at home, and it was back in 20 like 2010, 2011 that she was watching it. And then let's see. So I started watching it. She finally got me. I broke down and finally started watching it. You could go to the CW or WB website and you could watch the episodes. It was back before streaming services. So you could actually go to the websites of the channels and view it from there. So like you could stream it from there. And so I started watching it and then pretty quickly I got hooked. But the thing was though, at the same time, I was under deadline for my cookbook. So this is my cookbook that I wrote. I wrote it back in 20 well, I got the contract in 2011 but the contract I only had 6 months to write this. So, well, while they were working on the contract, I had to do a bunch of photographs. So I sort of got it started before the 6 months. But once I signed the contract, then the time was ticking and I had not a long time to go. In fact, I had another friend who was under contract with a different publisher, and he had 18 months to write his book. I had 6, and I had to photograph everything and come up with all the different recipes. I'm very self-critical of it now, but it was what it was, and it was a labor of love at the time, and it's a product of who I was back then, and I love it, and I'm proud of it for that version of Jamie back then. And of course, now I can think of all sorts of things I would do differently. But what I'm saying is this, and this is how it has to do with Smallville. I When I would finish writing my writing goal for the day, I would watch an episode of Smallville. Kids would be in bed, I'd finish my writing, and then I could watch it. And there are 217 episodes of Smallville, all, an hour or 44 minutes because it was on, you know, network television with commercials and everything. And I wrote an entire cookbook with photographs, personal essays, and everything, and consumed all 217 episodes of Smallville within 6 months. And so that TV show kept me going. It kept me happy. It was incredible, and I loved it. And I love everything about my experience watching it at that time. It has Tom Welling, Michael Rosenbaum, Kristen Crook. And then when I really love it when it gets going is once Lois Lane is on the show. So she's played by Erica Durance, and she's beautiful. And anyway, it was just like an absolute sheer delight at the time. And I remember I was single at the time, and I just had the biggest crush on Tom Welling. So huge. And the lighting is amazing. They just make these people look absolutely beautiful. And so that was that chapter of my life. I put it away, and then recently, so I've always told Matt, like, so Matt is my husband now. He is a writer, and he writes novels, and he often will have like pretty intense deadlines. But this last time he had a very tight deadline. And I think he finally decided to take a page out of my book by, like, making writing goals and getting to the end, and then allowing himself to watch something at the end. And so towards the tail end of this last book that he was writing, maybe the last week, he thought, well, so he was while he was writing, I didn't have as much to do, so I thought, "You know what? He's not gonna care about Smallville." It was on Hulu, and I thought, It's been a long time. I think I'm gonna start watching it again just for fun." No, like, it was low impact. I wasn't, like, gonna fall in love with Tom Welling again. It was just, this was fun. I'm just gonna do it. So I started watching, and then before long, Matt started watching at the end of, he'd get to his end of his writing goal, and then he'd watch. And then so I just sort of paused it, and I said, "Okay, let's wait." I think I can't remember exactly how it happened, but like the rough draft was due on September 4th, and on September 4th we started really watching it. And then, like, we took that weekend, like, he turned in his book, and then he had the weekend off, and then we just started binging the show together, and we keep having, like, these Smallville marathons on the weekends. At the end of the day, we're watching it. So we are just plowing through it faster than 6 months. He's really into it. He might even be more into it than I am, and we're both falling in love with the characters all over again. And last night we watched season 8, episode I'm going to check for you. Let's see. Season 8. Um, see, it's on IMDb. Oops. Okay. This show is not yet sponsored, but I'm still going to be telling you all kinds of recommendations. IMDb is the best thing ever. If you like to watch. Oops. Oh. Oh no. I have a network error. Never mind. Okay, anyway, we're in season 8 and no, sorry, we are in season 9. Like I said, we're really busting through this series. And okay, so we're in season 9 and then I think we just finished episode 7 and Clark and Lois finally kissed. Like it was a real kiss, consenting. At one point she kissed him thinking he was Green Arrow, but anyway, the show is just so fun and my husband was super excited. Like he's like they're kissing finally. It's just a great show. So, that is what we're binge watching and we absolutely love it. Uh all right. So what else is there? This is maybe I should. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna see if my I invited a guest onto the show. Who? Where is she? I'm gonna see if she's ready. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay. Okay, that's work. I really should be in work right now. I'm going to change the hours at the office, I think. Okay. Hmm. I'm just waiting for my guest caller who's going to call in at some point soon. So, while we're waiting, I'm going to show you a few more things. Let's see. Where is she? Jessica. Jessica, where are you? How do we do this? This is new. And hmm. Okay, well, while we're waiting, I'm going to tell you what I'm currently writing now. So, right now, I've decided that right now I've put aside writing fiction and I'm just working on writing screenplays and writing for TV. Because my ideal writing situation is actually to write with other people. I'm not the kind of person that enjoys writing alone for long periods of time. It's fine and I can do it. It's not impossible, but I just prefer writing in a collaborative group. Like I have a vision and like let's all work together and bring it together. I love a more collaborative situation. But I think I do like to be the boss. So if it's my thing, I don't want it to be a runaway train. I don't mind if it's somebody else's thing and I just contribute. That's great too. But I think if it's my thing and I'm like, "Oh, I have this idea, let's all get together," and then by the end my idea is gone, then I don't love that. So I think you have to be careful, at least at the beginning stages, if you're going to collaborate with your writing, you have to be flexible, but it's also a good idea to be um to kind of have strong direction, a strong understanding of where you do want to go with your project before you let other people into the circle. And then it's important to let people into the, oh, okay. Let people into the circle, but just be careful and know what you want so that it's not going to get, it's not going to turn into a runaway train. Uh, okay. So let's see. She's trying to call in and it's not working. Let me talk to her. Well, that might annoy you. Okay. Maybe she's saying that the app keeps closing on her side. So maybe it's an internet issue. Okay. So she's going to try again. That's her dinging. Okay. All right. So, and I was thinking, tell me if you think this is a fun idea. Well, first of all, okay, one thing. So I have this one idea that it might be fun here. This might not be the place, but I have this idea that we could like kind of we could all write different things, maybe we could talk about adapting screenplays. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, we're trying to get her on. If that doesn't work, let's maybe you could just ask a question of the tarot over text and I'll answer it. Okay. So okay, where was I? Yeah, I'm like, I've got this dead air. I'm like panicking because, like I said, I'm pretending that there's, 60,000 of you listening right now. And I'm like, there's dead space. So I'm sorry about the dead space. Of course, you can always text in. How can we do that? I have to figure this all out. So if anyone knows anybody would be good at producing this and uh, wants to work for free for a little while, you just let me know. I want to pay people a really good wage, but right now it doesn't pay any money yet. So I've got to find people that are just wanting to do it for fun because that's what I'm doing right now. This is just for fun. Okay. As we're waiting, okay, she said maybe try sending the link again now that I installed the app. Okay, so let's see. Create engaging lower thirds, blah, blah, blah. Okay, invite. Okay, we're going to do that. And then we're going to do that. All right. So we're going to try that again. Okay, you guys. Thanks for putting up with this. Oh, anyway, so one of my ideas was we could do something along the lines of we could take a book and all write a screenplay based on that book, like a book that is not currently optioned for movies, but we all are writing a screenplay of the book. I think that would be really fun, but maybe that will be something to do. I don't know if that would be something to do here or somewhere else. Also, I have another I have another podcast over on it's called Multiple Curiosities, and that is where uh I you know, because I'm a writer, I have lots of interest in lots of things, but I don't have time to live a life doing all these things that I find are interesting, but I might one day write about them. And so I have people on and we talk about those kinds of things. Shoot. All right. She's still not able to go. So let's try this. I'm going to ask, um, hmm, what could we do? All right, Riverside, what's happening? Okay. She's still working on that. So, let's go. I'm gonna do I'm gonna show you the tarot deck that I'm gonna use. Okay. This is called, oh, let's see. I'm just looking at others. So the person that's going to do this today, she's my guinea pig. It's my sister. So she's sent me a couple of different oracle decks, but I don't know. I feel like I'm going to show you this one. There's the first in the tarot. That's the Fool. I just like the colors in this. Now, for me, tarot is not really a fortune telling thing, but just, tea and tell. It's a little bit like fortune telling, but not really. So for me, when I think about the tarot, and the reason why I use it, I was very scared to use it at first because I was told that it was like evil or whatever. And then I met the nicest, kindest, sweetest person ever that reads tarot, and I was at a writing retreat, and she came and she did a tarot reading for everybody, and her approach was just so different. It was like so filled with love, and there was nothing like, if somebody pulled the death card, she wasn't like, oh, this means that someone's going to die in your family, and you know, you know like she wasn't like mad at, oh, what's her name in Emma Thompson's character in Harry Potter? Uh Professor Trelawney. She wasn't like her, like, you're in grave danger. So for me, the tarot is all about looking at the cards and seeing it more as an invitation to look more closely at your life and look inward. So, um, this one is called the Star Maiden Tarot. She keeps the palette to just this beautiful, like pinks and roses, reds, turquoise. It's quite beautiful. And it's fun for me. And the person that I first learned, you know, well, she's she's actually my life coach, and she reads tarot in there as well. What I love about the way her interpretation is, she's just helping you see more beauty in your life, looking at the beautiful images. So she's not all about just getting the plain Rider Waite tarot deck. She likes to collect different kinds of tarot cards because you can see different things. Different images can maybe spark something. There might be an opportunity for synchronicity, like maybe you saw a quail today and then you pull a card that has a quail in it, and then maybe that feels like a sign. And to me, it's what you bring to it, right? So the tarot is going to be a reflection of you onto the cards. So if you're feeling like really anxious and you're wanting reassurance, it might give you reassurance, but it also might reflect back to you that you're anxious. And so it's good to have your head in the right place for when you pull the cards. All right, so I'm going to I'm going to call her and we'll just do a FaceTime. Okay, here we go. We'll see. Okay. Let's just talk and you can answer and ask a question over FaceTime. We'll do it like that. So when you're asking a question of the tarot, I like to, for me, talking to the tarot is a way to kind of talk to your higher mind or your higher self, or it, it can even be a way to talk to God or whatever your beliefs are, whatever you feel comfortable with and whatever resonates with you. But for me, it's an opportunity to kind of put things aside and ask in a different way and be willing to see something in a different light. So, if I'm stressed out about something, then if I go to the tarot, I can ask so if I ask the tarot, how am I going to say this? Okay. Oh, here we go. Here she is. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, here she is. It's Jessica. Hi, Jessica. All right. Okay. Oh, you're standing?
Well, I just put my phone somewhere. I'm not sure where to be.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to do it perfect. You can just, because we're just like on the video right here. You look so cute. Look at your shorts. Is it still hot there?
No, it's freezing, but I put shorts on today.
Okay.
Because I have to do my other laundry of everything else.
Okay. All right. So let's see.
And I have the window open, so it is freezing, but it's kind of interesting out there.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for being our first guinea pig. I appreciate you. Okay. So, hi. Oh, she's waving. Okay. Wave again. All right. So, what is your question? Oh, so I was just talking about how when we ask a question of the tarot or the oracle, I find it's a little bit like, it's almost like asking your higher mind for a question, or almost the universe, or like whatever people feel comfortable with. But it's like an opportunity for you to see things in a new way. So you might pick up on something that you couldn't see before. And it's like giving an opportunity. It's a little bit like, when you have the scriptures or the Bible and you have a question, you just like flip open and like put your finger down to see,
Yeah, I did that recently and I opened to Abinadi burning.
Oh, okay. She's talking about the Book of Mormon. Okay. Yeah. So
I'm a little fragile right now.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So this is why I think it's a good idea. So when you come to the tarot, sometimes I like to ask the question in a more, not so much like, should I go to the, should I go to this, I don't know, should I take this job or should I take that job? You can ask it in that way if you want. But a little trick I learned from Marie Manucherry is that when you're asking the universe or your guides, she says it works better if you say, please show me what's in my highest good concerning this. So sometimes I go to the tarot with a question more like that. But anyway, you can ask it however you want because this is for you. So, what is your question?
Okay. My question is, or show me, should I say show me?
Whatever feels good for
Oh,
you. Just like check in, like maybe you can put your hand on your heart and just close your eyes for like 2 seconds and then ask the question, what comes to you as the question you should ask.
show me with all of the issues going on that I'm worrying about today, what things ought I focus on most to move toward my goals
Okay. All right.
today? I know that sounds generic, but I feel like
No, that's really good. Okay, so show me the things that you need to work on today to move
because I
towards
feel
your
like there's
goals.
so many things that I need to be working on.
Okay, so you've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put you down because I need 2 hands. I'm going to put my tea over there so I don't spill. Okay. So when you can still talk. We can still hear you. Just we can't see you. All right.
Okay.
Um,
And the Abinadi thing might honestly have been actually a signal to walk through the ring of fire, because I have had that in the past where if something is scary but I walk through the ring of fire, I call it my own ring of fire. I just named it that there's actually something amazing on the other side. And I used to live that way, and then I kind of backed off from that. And so maybe that's what I need to try to do, is just go through each ring of fire, and it's really fine on the other side.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm working on my courage these days.
Okay.
I have this rock that says courage.
Here, we'll put that up there. Nice.
So I have that by my bed.
Jess, you're so good at painting rocks. You should paint rocks and sell them.
Yes.
You always did really cute things. Okay. So, all right. So we've got the question. So I've got the cards. Are you able to see me?
Yes, but your cards are like almost out of view at the top of the frame. Okay.
Oh, okay. So you're looking, so you're not able to, what?
Just take the ones that fell out.
They just fell from the top. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes you just have to, all right, there's 4 and we're picking 3. So which one do you want to go away?
I feel like I need to keep all 4 because I have 4 children.
Okay. Cool. See, with tarot, we just do you learn to listen to your own intuition. And you just go with it and see what happens. Okay, so the first card I pick is for present moment. So you've got a 3 of wands for the present moment. I'm showing her because our internet's not working and she's not able to see it this way. So 3 of wands, that's present moment. Past, or roots, is Wheel of Fortune. Invitation for next steps is 6 of Swords.
Wow, that's what I just asked. Isn't that crazy? Like, I was asking, like, what should I do first? Like, what do I need to do right now? Like, next steps.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the style that I learned from my tarot reader, that the next steps is always like the 3rd card instead of the future. It's like, so,
oh, I got it.
Yeah. But you're like, what? Oh my gosh, it's a miracle. There are often miracles like this, but okay. So, and then, so for our overarching theme, in our clarification cards, we have the King of Pentacles.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all good. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Okay. So Jessica and I had a whole conversation yesterday. So I'm excited about this. So the Three of Wands. Now I am not like I'm learning. I mean, I think all people who practice things like the tarot were, it's one of those things that it's a practice. So, nobody's like perfect at it, but I will say that I'm just in the beginning stages. So, we have the Three of Wands, and I'm going to find that in here in my little guidebook. So, some cards will come with a guidebook, some won't, but you can always find the generic meaning of any of the cards on the internet. So, the Three of Wands is an indication that you are broadening your horizons. You've taken the time to initiate a plan, and now you are moving through it with success. More and more opportunities are presenting themselves to you. When you embody your authentic self and live your truth, you attract exactly what you need to keep growing and expanding. Three of Wands tells you to keep going. You are on the right track.
Wow.
Okay.
Perfect. Wait, is that present moment?
Yeah, that's present moment.
Okay. Ooh.
Showing her right there. Okay. So, next one, Wheel of Fortune. This is where it's coming from. I think this is good. Okay. I know Jessica really well because she's my sister. So, all right. So, Wheel of Fortune is number 10 in the major arcana. What? What?
I said, and she knows what I did in high school. So.
Yeah. Just let it go. All right. The Wheel of Fortune symbolizes the cycles, karma, and constant change of life when upright opportunities and new experiences are flowing to you. Anything is possible and the world is at your fingertips. You are divinely guided and you have the power of every planet and solar system to manifest your dreams and deepest desires, represented by the symbols for the sun, moon, and planets on the wheel. If things haven't been going your way, they will soon change as the cycle never ends. The eye in the middle of the wheel represents the all seeing eye and karma. Nothing can be hidden, and what goes around comes around. Okay, so that's kind of roots. I mean, you can always, anytime you pull a card, you can make it mean what you want. Like if it's like the King of Pentacles to you means you're going to manifest money, then by all means, like let it mean what it will. Like even if it's in your past, be like, well, how can that apply to my future? You take the message that works for you. There's no real rules, and tarot shouldn't be a way for you to feel anxious. It should be a way to help you feel more of yourself and more connected to you and give you permission to be your best self. So just remember that. But the Wheel of Fortune also can kind of mean that, you've had opposite, and maybe, for you, it's a little bit more like you've been having some harder times, but now it's the feeling, it's the invitation to kind of, okay, that was in my past and maybe we had something not so great happening and now it's an opportunity to trust and know that things are going to flip-flop and be even better. But it's also not a warning to be like, oh, if things have been going well, then just you wait, the other shoe is going to drop. That's a belief that I don't find to be helpful, that when things are going, just ride it out and just trust that things can get better and better, but that it's getting better and better, but perhaps more on a wave like this. So it's getting better and better, but you're going to have good times and bad times. It's not like smooth sailing forever, but you may not, as things are getting better and better and you have your dips, it doesn't mean you're going to dip all the way back down to 0. So 6 of Swords, so with 6 of Swords, you almost always see a boat and a person in a boat, like leaving something. But let's look at the picture on this. By the way, we didn't really look closely at the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands in this depiction is nice. It has like these these are the wands, and then it has 3 sailboats. So like, and she's looking at the mountains. and she sees that could be a sunset or a sunrise, just depending on what it means to you, like what meaning you see in that. So then with this, she's leaving something behind, most likely, because that's usually what the Six of Swords depicts, is somebody leaving something. Often it's like a man and a woman. So somebody is protecting someone else. So in this picture, like this woman is protecting this baby and she's leaving something. So let's see what this says in the guidebook. Six of Swords. Sometimes, in this book, swords comes first. So, Six of Swords shows a mother and child drifting away from a recent loss or battle. Although the situation may have been painful, you are moving toward a period of healing and rest. You may be leaving the comfort of something that has become very familiar to you, and you are diving into the unknown. Do not be afraid and let go of the past so that you can emerge on the other side. So, she's doing something good. She's moving forward, but she's leaving something behind for a greater and better future for her family. So, yeah. And I'll show you down here. So, all right. So now, like, what do you, how can I turn this around? Hang on. Gotta go like this. So what
Oh, I can see the stuff in your room.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff in my room. Okay.
I like it. Okay. I have a pumpkin. Can you see my pumpkin?
I can. That's nice. Okay. So how do you feel like, what did that reading mean for you? Like, what were you feeling in that?
I'm feeling like definitely the Wheel of Fortune one was like, because I've been kind of obsessed, as you know, with like feeling like the what goes around comes around thing. And really, because I have been like trying to pray more lately. And when I feel good about things, I feel like God is, or the divine is saying, look, I don't see you that way. Like, I don't see you as a messy, chaotic person, even though you feel like you're in a chaotic situation, and that all of your gaps from the past are just things that are still going to come together in a beautiful way.
Right.
And I only hear that like a couple times a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the rest of the time, I'm just like feeling like, oh, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And I'm going to close up kind of like the negative door in just a second. It's just that like I've had this feeling kind of like the Wheel of Fortune one, where I don't know if your audience knows what girls camp is, but it's like this week where, anyway, it's like I was in charge of something like huge and amazing that a lot of people were depending on. And I woke up late in the middle of it and never planned it or never actually did it. And it was like,
right.
What? You know? And
so it's like one of those bad dreams where you wake up and you're not prepared.
Not prepared for even something that I totally love and would have loved to do it. Not even something that I would have dreaded doing, but something that was, amazing. And oh my gosh, I was in charge of it. Oh, that's right. I was in charge of it. And like all the people are like here, to do it. And so I've been obsessing over that, which is interesting. Like, that card came up because I think, isn't that the present moment?
The Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
That's the past.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And you can also see the snake biting his own tail.
Okay. Right.
And so I think sometimes when I see the Wheel of Fortune, to me, the Wheel of Fortune card, this is my vibe. I don't know if this is, it's not necessarily the correct vibe, but to me, the vibe I get on Wheel of Fortune, it does feel a little bit more chaotic and unpredictable. And so, like, when I saw this in your spread today, it made me think, okay, like, yeah, in the past, things have been unpredictable and chaotic. And, maybe you haven't been trusting that things will work out. But it doesn't mean it's not a real thing, that we kind of have an ebb and flow. But I
Right.
also think we get to choose what kind of experience we want to have. And it seems like you've been choosing a pretty chaotic life in the past, but now maybe it's time to let go of some of that chaos and leave it behind and go towards something more peaceful and something better as a whole for you, and then trust that when things do kind of get chaotic, it's an invitation to allow them to get better and better, rather than believe you need to like accept the karma of shitty things happening.
Right. Or yeah. And just
But just allow all things that come your way to be there for your good. So
yeah, and like last night I was looking up this website that I had studied a bunch of things on before, and the guy has this like class he's offering talking about integrating your shadow side.
mm-hmm.
And it's not that expensive, so I might sign up for it. And I just feel like now's the time to pull everything together, and that all this other stuff was kind of act 1, act 2, and now it's like the butterfly version.
Yeah.
And being the messy cocoon where you're just like a mass of goo.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine coming from a caterpillar to now turning into a massive goo. That seems like lack of progress, because at least when you were a caterpillar, you could get somewhere. You were together. You were some kind of organism.
Right. Yeah.
And you could get somewhere. It might take you like 5 years to cross the road, but like
right.
You could do something.
Yeah.
And then when you go into the massive goo, which is like so scary, which is why that Wheel of Fortune thing can like really make you obsess about like, oh my gosh, what have I done wrong? And
yeah,
more so, what have I neglected? And what the heck? And when I was a caterpillar, I still should have done this, that, and that, because now I'm goo.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And then, like in stories, it's usually act 3 when everything like comes together.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing butterflies. Like yesterday I was at the grocery store, and I don't know what the red color, it's like the butterfly that looks like a monarch butterfly, but it's actually more all red.
Oh.
And I was on the phone with you, and it actually like flew around me.
Oh, wow.
While I was crossing the parking lot, but we were talking, so I didn't tell you, but I keep seeing butterflies,
Oh, so, that's really cool.
Yeah. And so I'm just feeling like, okay, if you're turning into a you've obviously got to do something about it too. You don't just wait. I don't know, maybe you do wait, but I don't feel like I can wait. It's driving me crazy. So
yeah.
So then the next card feels like I'm leaving stuff behind. Anyway, I guess that's. And maybe like.
But maybe it's. I think of it more as leaving behind the obsession that comes with worrying about the Wheel of Fortune stuff.
Yeah.
So like not really leaving behind anything, but maybe leaving behind the way you some beliefs that aren't working for you.
Right. Right. And yeah, I have a tendency to just kind of like beat myself up extra just in case I didn't miss, so I don't miss something that I was supposed to
Yeah.
come to terms with. Maybe I don't know, but I do keep going through this series of situations where I only have so much stuff to work with, as opposed to like a big house with a big yard and, you know, a couple cars and stuff like that. I'm kind of like reduced in like my circumstances, time, and materials. But every single time I get there, when I do connect with the divine, I'm told, yeah, but see, you still have everything you need
Yeah.
to go exactly where you want to go.
Yeah.
And you're reduced on purpose so that you don't worry about the yard.
Right.
The yard's not yours, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't worry about 2 cars because you don't have to pay the insurance for 2 cars right now. And, you know, just you have what you need. You have a laptop, you have transportation, you have clothes, you have what you need, you know?
Yeah.
And so I would imagine that in that like cocoon stage, you know, when they're, let's just say that organism like freaks out, the divine is saying, but in the goo,
you have everything you need in the goo.
You have everything you need. And when I used to edit video for a kids class at this school, it was kind of chaotic because I wanted to make sure every kid was represented in the movie that we would be making.
Mm-hmm.
And I would panic that I didn't have enough footage to make the whole thing come together. Or if I did a video for some other company or something, I would sometimes worry like, oh my gosh, do I have enough footage? And I would always get to tell the story that needed to be told. And I would have this little tiny divine feeling like when I had everything. It might be in a big mess of tapes, and
yeah,
it might take me hours to find it all, but I would just have this sense like, yeah, I have everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yep. So now I just have to start figuring out how to get to the butterfly stage.
Yeah. Or maybe there's not much you have to actually do. Like so Jessica and I on the phone yesterday were talking about this concept of like, you know, I don't know if you've ever had a puppy or a dog that gets super excited to take a walk, but a lot of times, like my dog that I used to have, and I see this with puppies all the time, but when we would pull out the leash, she would freak out and be so excited, and she would grab the leash. And then for the first part of the walk, she would be like pulling on the leash like herself, like the bottom of so we would be holding the top part of the leash and she would be pulling the part that was right next to her face. And she would be like freaking out and like trying to walk. She would be like, we need to go on the walk. And it was like, honey, we're on the walk. Just relax. And so I often think of that like sometimes we're experiencing life, but we think we need to walk ourselves or we need to do everything ourselves. I'm not saying we don't need to do stuff like the language of this life is physical in nature, and so we need to do physical things and take physical action. But a lot of times I think that we think we have to control everything, not as control freaks or whatever, but we think that it's all up to us. But what if it's not all up to us? What if there's so much that we can do where we can relax, let go of the leash, and just look around at where we are? So maybe the butterfly doesn't have to, form the wings. That's all taken care of. We don't have to digest our food. Like our body knows what to do with the food. Like there's so many things in our life that we don't actually have to micromanage. We don't have to manage everything. but sometimes we think we do because we get scared or whatever.
Yeah, that's a huge point. Because is it okay? Or
Yeah.
do you have more?
No, go ahead.
Because I do watch a lot of little animal shorts on YouTube, you know, to wind down. And
Yeah.
there was this one where I have seen one where the puppy grabbed the leash, as you're saying, but then I've also seen some where the dog's being silly, like the dog is playing with the owner, but is like literally not walking, and the owner's like pulling, and the dog's not getting hurt, you know, it's just this fluffy thing, and like they're pulling with the leash, but the dog is just kind of laying there being pulled. And so I feel like in that analogy, like I do need to participate, like I do need to walk, right, you know, and kind of walk with the pace of whoever's holding the leash, hopefully the divine, and just keep walking, but I don't have to worry about, is it going to be too long of a walk? Are we going to get back home? Or am I, you know, like I don't have to worry about any of those things. You know? Yeah. You know?
I love that. All right. I'm going to talk about this King of Pentacles. I'm putting you down because we have to get to the end. All right. So, King of Pentacles is confident and successful in all of his ventures. He accomplishes anything and everything, and he sets his mind to, he accomplishes anything and everything he sets his mind to, and will have a clear path meticulously planned out to yield the greatest success. He is protector and a provider. This may represent you or someone in your life. The King of Pentacles may indicate the completion of a long-term project that is guaranteed to bring an increase in abundance in your life. So sometimes, a lot of times, usually pentacles are like depicted as coins. Sometimes they're depicted as seeds and other things, but it is kind of more of a physical thing. Like people associate the pentacles suit with things of, you know, relating to abundance or money or wealth. Now the king, he's very he's a planner. But see, when I had set up the spread, it was sort of like this is the overarching thing. And so while I was what's that?
Oh, which one's the overarching?
The King of Pentacles. So he's like the clarifier. And, you know, so he's kind of over it. So over the three. And so while I was reading it, I was thinking, this, like, let this be like God or the universe that is meticulously planning for you. And this is where all the abundance is. And it's all shared with you. You have everything you need. This person is like, the king is taking care of it all for you while you're in this goo. And even afterwards, let him sort of let the universe be in charge of taking care of all the meticulous planning. You've done all the planning that you need. And now just like let go and allow this higher power to take care of all these things for you, and know and trust that the abundance is on its way. And just by the fact that we can breathe and so much of our body takes care of itself, there's so much we don't have to do. Allow the intricacies of all that stuff to just be, and then trust that it's not all up to you, that somebody else is like, he's got this. Somebody else has the leash. Just enjoy and just take your time and be. Not so much, I mean, doing, yes, but doing for the sake of doing, not for the sake of fixing or solving or saving or rescuing, but just allow and trust that somebody else is taking care of things. How does that land?
That sounds good. I definitely sounds like what I need to do. I have to like change how I mean, I believe that. I just have to figure out how to do my part. See, I'm afraid if I, like, when people say let go, a lot of times I'm like, sure, I'll let go. And I'm afraid I'm just going to lay around for like 3 weeks doing nothing.
Right.
Or 3 years doing nothing. So I struggle with that.
Mhm.
So there are things where I do need to put into place like a more diligent day. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I need to, but what I do is like worry that, oh my gosh, now I have to bring it like Rocky, you know, like running up all these stairs, you know, like.
Right.
I still have like this 80s mentality where action means like super action.
Yeah.
Like I have to be like Rocky. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
he's drinking the raw eggs and
Yeah.
running up up the hill and all that stuff. And so that just makes me feel exhausted. And so I have to figure out how to like kind of do it in a different way. And the times that I've been in my element, there have been certain patches of time in my life where I've been in my element, and it like I'll work on something for 18 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is hard work, but it's easy hard work because I love it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know? And so I need to figure that out like yesterday or today. And
yeah. Like, so, you know, I hear.
I don't know.
And no, it totally does. So, I mean, I hear I hear you saying things like, I need to figure that out yesterday. I mean, now that's impossible. We only have now, right?
Right.
And so the feeling that keeps coming to mind is, yeah, sometimes we have the strength of Rocky, and we're living in that vein of excitement, and yeah, it just leads to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and that's when we're most productive. But when we're beating ourselves up for not being productive, that's not going to create that situation. So sometimes the just doing things to be busy doing them is not necessarily the thing to do, but I like that advice from that person Bashar, where he talks about you act on your highest excitement. Like it's sort of like, he doesn't say this, but in that formula that he gives, but I think it should say right now, act on your highest excitement, taking it as far as you can go until you can take it no further, with zero insistence on the outcome. So, I mean, he talks, it's a little bit more detailed than that, but that's basically the gist of it. And so when we like now acting right now on your highest excitement, in some moments, it might just be, you know, you said you don't like the idea of letting it go because then you're like, then I won't do anything. I also heard this guy, so Peter Crone that I mentioned earlier, he will say, maybe don't always let it go, but just let it be. Like, let yourself be in the moment. And when you're truly present in the moment, you'll sit there. And if you're truly present, yeah, you might feel like meditating for a while, but you might, while you're sitting there for about 2 minutes, you could get a, you know, a little download or a little inspiration to go run out to the store and go get coffee, or, you know, run, like take a little walk or whatever. So, and you never know what's going to lead to the thing and to the thing. That's still taking action. Just it's but following that little piece of inspiration right now. Like, in what's inspiring you? Like, what can you act on right now that's in your highest excitement right now? And if you're constantly doing that, it will lead to things, greater and greater things. And then before you know it, you might have that energy to run up the stairs in Philadelphia. Is it Philadelphia? or Pittsburgh? Where does he live?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, but
Yeah.
that will that energy will beget more energy and will beget more energy. But you have to, that energy can come from now. And it really can only come from now because everything happens in the now. But if you're worried about bills you didn't pay yesterday or a past that you're not happy about, or you're worried that you're not going to have enough in the future, those things aren't going to help you. But right now, everything is accessed in the now. And you can still be active in the now. Like you can still be acting by just sitting there. Maybe right now it feels good to be grateful or make a list of everything that you already have. Like make a list of all the things that you have in that cocoon goo. Like, oh, you know what? Like maybe I don't have the house and the cars and all the things that I want, but oh my gosh, I do have a cool phone, which is like the most amazing computer ever. Oh my gosh, I have flushing toilets. As far as I'm concerned, I'm like, I'm more abundant than a king from 200 years ago because I have a flushing toilet. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, good point. We have drinks at our command,
Yeah. Like, we have cars that get us places. Like, when we travel anywhere, we have the heat blasting in the winter, air conditioning in the summer. Like, we live like kings. Like, we live better than kings now, even when we really don't have a lot at our disposal. So,
and even real kings now, because they have to do whatever they're told.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. They might be kings, but literally,
they're not free. They're not.
Look at Catherine. Is her name Catherine?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day, well, I think about this a lot. If she has this itch on her face.
Yeah.
She might have to sit there for 5 hours and not touch it.
Yeah.
Because, a princess of Wales does not mess with their face in public.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I thought of that. Or she might have a bra strap that is twisted funny. And she literally is going to have to sit up straight and deal with and not touch it, not run to the bathroom. She can't just go do what she wants, and I know she has a happy life, or I know it's probably the life that she chose, but we have freedom. Being a peasant has a lot of freedom to it if you stay out of trouble.
That's true. It's very true.
Yeah. And she has a very cool life. I'm not even saying that she doesn't appreciate that, but think of the skills she's had to develop to do her role.
Yeah.
Which are things that we, if I needed to, if I had an itch really bad, I could just go off camera and come right back.
Right.
And hardly anyone would care or notice.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so true. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So now, okay. One thing, why don't you tell me, we're kind of out of time. We're definitely out of time. But I'm curious, what's the book that you're reading, or what's the book you're intending to read that's on your bookshelf, and what are you binge watching?
Okay. All right. Well, I've been binge watching a lot of Mayim Bialik.
Mayim Bialik, her podcast.
Yeah, I've been binge watching her podcast.
Okay.
I feel she selects really cool things and she digs in her questions. So even if she has guests that I've seen in other places, I like what she is able to extract out of them on her show. So there's that. And then for reading, I have kind of a mix right here. I kind of flop between different books, but I have The Doors of Perception by Aldous Huxley.
Okay.
Which I read years ago, but now I want to read it again because I've had some experiences that now I want to compare it to it. I have Stand a Little Taller, which is by Gordon B. Hinckley.
Okay.
Which is just like a quote every day. It's just like one of those yearbooks where you read the thing every day. So I'm taking a little bit of that.
Nice.
I'm reading Wuthering Heights.
Great.
And I'm trying to still read the list that Virginia Ross said we should have read before we got to her class.
Okay.
So I'm reading King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table.
Okay. Who's which telling of that? Who's the author?
I hope I'm reading the right one. It says Puffin Classics, though. I hope it's the right one. It's Roger Lancelyn Green.
Okay. Okay.
Is that a
I don't know. She didn't give me that list. I never got that list.
Oh, and then How to Read a Book, even though it seems that it's the classic guide to intelligent reading by Mortimer Adler, and even though it's not fiction, it used to be on a lot of like reading lists, even though it's a how-to.
Yeah.
It's like a nonfiction, but I've seen it on old classic lists. So
I love it. Those are great. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll put a link in the description to all those books. And thank you. We're so glad that you joined me on this podcast. And we'll see if we can we'll have to troubleshoot and get that to work somehow so that we can actually have, we don't have to do the thing with the phone. But I appreciate you coming on. And I hope that you find some insight from the tarot today. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.
Okay. Thank you. And I'm about to binge watch Telepathy Tapes. But
okay. All right.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jess. Have a great day. Okay. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye. All right. Well, that about wraps up for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, you deserve a medal. And we'll be doing those more and more. And we'll see if I can get Riverside to work so that their links will work so that we can have them on the podcast. Thanks for watching, and we will be back. I'm going to try to do these. Listen, I'm doing my best. I'm going to try to do these every day. We're going to make some arrangements with work and such so that I can do these every morning, and possibly we'll start these a little bit earlier so that I can be there during the commute. So have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.